porcelain shattered. The sound cut across the private restaurant floor like a gunshot. Conversations died instantly. A fork slipped from someone's hand and clattered once, twice, then silence swallowed everything. Kang Min-Jae didn't look at the broken dish. He looked at her hand.
It's not worth it.
It was wrapped around another man's arm.
I have to.
The man stood slightly in front of her,
You know I do.
protective without appearing aggressive. Calm, steady, unafraid. His presence alone disrupted the invisible order Min-Jae had maintained for years. Min-Jae rose slowly from his seat. Chairs scraped. No one breathed. His voice, when it came, was quiet enough that everyone leaned closer without realizing. Since when do you date? Maya Johnson didn't flinch. She released the stranger's arm and stepped forward, posture composed, expression professional, the same way she had faced him every morning for 3 years. This is a personal matter, sir. A faint tremor moved through the room. No one spoke to Kang Min-Jae like that. The stranger's gaze met Min-Jae's without challenge, but without submission. That, more than anything, sharpened the air between them. Min-Jae studied Maya's face, as if searching for a language he had never learned. She did not look ashamed. She did not look afraid. She looked separate. He sat back down. "Finish your evening," he said. It was permission. It was dismissal. It was something else entirely. Maya inclined her head once. "Thank you." She walked away with the stranger beside her. Min-Jae did not move for a long time. Across the table, his lieutenant cleared his throat carefully. "Should I arrange transport, sir?" "No." Min-Jae's gaze remained fixed on the empty space she had left behind. "Find out who he is." The command was soft. It was absolute. The office felt different the next morning. It was subtle. No one could explain it. But tension had a way of settling into walls, into carpets, into breathing patterns. Maya entered at precisely 8 o'clock, tablet in hand, expression neutral. "Good morning, sir. Your schedule has been adjusted. The Osaka shipment meeting has moved to 10. Legal review at 11. Lunch has been cancelled for your preference." Her voice was calm, efficient, identical to every other day. Min-Jae watched her longer than usual. "You were not late yesterday." "No, sir." "You left at your usual time." "Yes, sir." He rested his fingers lightly against the desk. "Was your evening satisfactory?" She met his gaze directly. "Yes." Silence expanded between them. "Is there anything else you require?" she asked. He did not answer immediately. Something unfamiliar pressed against the edges of his control, something that did not respond to logic or authority. "No," he said finally. She turned to leave. "Maya." She paused. "Do you intend to leave this position?" Her expression did not change. "No, sir." "Your personal life will not interfere with your responsibilities?" "It never has." She exited without haste. Min-Jae remained still long after the door closed. For the first time since she began working for him, he realized he knew nothing about her life outside these walls. The report arrived that evening. Min-Jae read it once. Then again. Male. Early 30s. Clean record. No known criminal affiliations. Observed meeting Maya Johnson multiple times over the past 6 months. Behavioral analysis. Protective posture. Unknown relationship status. He set the file down. "Continue surveillance," he said. His lieutenant hesitated. "Sir, there is no indication of a threat." That was not a request. Maya noticed the change before anyone else. Min-Jae spoke less. His instructions were shorter. His gaze lingered too long when she entered a room, then shifted away with deliberate indifference. 3 days later, she spoke first. "Have I made an error?" He looked up from the document he had not been reading. "No." "You are observing me." His expression did not move. "You are my secretary." "I have always been your secretary." He said nothing. She placed a folder on his desk. "If there is a concern, I prefer direct communication." He studied her carefully. "Who is he?" Silence stretched. "A friend," she said. "A friend," he repeated softly. "You do not socialize with colleagues. You do not accept invitations. Yet you meet this man repeatedly." Her jaw tightened slightly. "My personal life has never required authorization." "No," he agreed. "It has not." But something in the way he said it made the air colder. That night, Maya walked home alone. Rain misted the pavement. Streetlights blurred into gold streaks across wet asphalt. She sensed the presence before she saw it, a car idling too long at the curb, a shadow that moved when she moved. A hand reached for her arm. The stranger from the restaurant appeared instantly, intercepting the grip with controlled force. "Step away," he said quietly. The man retreated. The car drove off. Maya exhaled slowly. "You weren't supposed to follow me." "I wasn't," he said. "But I suspected you were being watched." She closed her eyes briefly. "This is why I need distance." "You don't need distance. You need protection." "I don't want protection I didn't choose." He studied her carefully. "Then choose." Min-Jae received the security alert within minutes. His reaction was immediate, precise, and colder than anger. Location: residential district. Incident neutralized. She is unharmed. "Bring me the footage." He watched the recording without blinking. The stranger stepped between Maya and danger without hesitation. Min-Jae's hand tightened slowly against the armrest. Fear did not feel like he expected. It was not loud. It was not chaotic. It was quiet. Sharp. Personal. "Prepare the car," he said. Maya opened her apartment door and froze. Kang Min-Jae stood inside her living room. He did not sit. He did not pace. He simply stood, presence filling the space with controlled authority. "You followed me," she said. "You were threatened." "I was protected." "By him." "Yes." Silence. "You did not inform me," he said. "You are not responsible for my safety." His gaze sharpened slightly. "That is incorrect." "Why?" The question hung between them like something fragile. He did not answer. She stepped closer, voice steady. "You are my employer. Not my guardian. Not my owner." Something in his expression shifted, not anger, not offense, but recognition of a boundary he had never seen before. "You intend to leave," he said quietly. "Yes." The word landed with finality. "When?" "Soon." He studied her face, as if memorizing something he could not command to remain. "Is it because of him?" "It is because of me." Another silence. Then, softer than before. "Was I only an employer to you?" Her answer came without hesitation. "Your safety." The space between them tightened. "But safety is not freedom." He absorbed the words without visible reaction. Yet something in the stillness around him fractured in a way no one else would have recognized. He turned toward the door. "Maya." She waited. "If you leave, you will not be pursued." It was not permission. It was release. 2 nights later, the attack came without warning. Gunfire split the quiet street. Glass exploded inward. Maya dropped instinctively behind the kitchen counter. The stranger pulled her toward the hallway. "Move." The front door burst open. And Kang Min-Jae entered like controlled violence given form. He did not shout. He did not hesitate. His presence alone altered the direction of chaos. The attackers retreated under precise force. Silence returned in fragments. Maya stared at him, breath uneven. "You said you would not pursue." "I said you would not be forced to stay." His gaze moved over her quickly, confirming she was unharmed. Something unspoken passed between them, fear, relief, recognition. He stepped back. "This world follows those connected to me," he said quietly. "You deserve a choice unshadowed by it." Her voice softened. "And you?" "I do not require safety," he replied. "But you do require distance." He turned to leave. "Maya." She held his gaze. "If you remain, it must be because you choose to stand beside me. Not because you feel bound." For the first time since she had known him, Kang Min-Jae relinquished control. And in that absence of control, something far more dangerous began to exist. Choice. If you want to see what happens when she makes that choice, when power turns into something deeper, darker, and impossible to undo, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments whose side you're on. Maya's freedom or Min-Jae's world? The night after the attack, the city felt quieter than usual. Not peaceful. Just waiting. Maya sat at her kitchen table, untouched tea cooling between her hands. The shattered window had been replaced hours ago. Security had been offered. She declined it. The silence that followed felt heavier than danger. Her phone buzzed once.
I know where you are.
Unknown number.
You need to leave
She
now.
answered without greeting. You should not be alone tonight. Kang Min-Jae's voice carried no accusation. No command. Just presence. I'm not, she said calmly. A pause. He is with you? No. Another pause. Longer this time. Then you are alone. Yes. He exhaled softly. Lock the doors. I always do. Silence stretched. Neither of them disconnected. You were injured? He asked. No. Frightened. She considered the question carefully. Yes. It was the first honest admission she had offered him that was not professional. His response came quieter. Fear is rational. You were there very quickly, she said. I was informed. By whom? That is not relevant. Her lips curved faintly. You do not know how to release control, do you? He did not answer. After a moment, she spoke again. You said I deserve a choice unshadowed by your world. That remains true. And yet your world continues to appear. Because danger does not request permission. She leaned back in her chair, voice steady. Neither does attachment. Silence again. Thicker now. More personal. Maya. Yes. If you choose to leave, arrangements can be made. New residence. New employment. Financial independence. Her grip tightened around the cup. Is this generosity or strategy? It is prevention. Of what? He did not hesitate. Of losing something that should not be taken. Her breath caught, not because of the words, but because of what he did not say. She ended the call first. The following morning, she arrived at the office 10 minutes earlier than usual. Min-Jae was already there. He did not look surprised. You altered your routine, he observed. Yes. Why? I wanted to arrive before decisions were made on my behalf. His gaze sharpened slightly. No decisions have been made. Then allow me to make one. She placed an envelope on his desk. Resignation. The paper did not move. Neither did he. When, he asked. 2 weeks. Reason? I want a life that belongs to me. His fingers rested lightly on the envelope, but did not open it. You believe you did not possess one here. I possess responsibility, stability, respect, but not autonomy. She met his gaze directly. You never asked what I wanted beyond efficiency. A faint shift in his posture, almost imperceptible. What do you want? He asked. The question was not rhetorical. It was not strategic. It was unfamiliar. She took a breath. I want decisions that are mine even when they are wrong. He absorbed the answer without visible reaction. Your departure will not remove you from risk, he said. I know. You may be targeted because of proximity. I know. You may lose security. I know. His voice softened slightly. You may lose me. The words settled into the room with unexpected weight. Her reply came gently. You were never something I could possess. Silence filled the space between them like pressure before a storm. He finally opened the envelope. He did not read it. 2 weeks, he repeated. Yes. You will continue your duties. Yes. Your safety will be monitored. No. His gaze lifted slowly. That is not negotiable. It is, she said calmly. Because my safety must be chosen, not imposed. For several seconds, neither of them moved. Then he spoke, voice lower than before. Compromise. She waited. Discreet observation. No interference unless immediate danger exists. She considered. Agreed. It was the first agreement between them not defined by hierarchy. The distance between them became structured. Professional. Polite. Controlled. It made everything worse. He no longer watched her openly. He no longer asked indirect questions. He no longer lingered when she entered a room. He withdrew completely. And that absence was louder than tension. 3 days passed. On the 4th evening, she remained late to complete financial reports. The office floor had emptied. City lights shimmered beyond the glass walls. She did not hear him approach. You are working beyond schedule. She looked up. Yes. Why? I prefer to finish what I begin. He studied the documents on her desk. You always have. She nodded once. He did not leave. After a moment, she spoke. Why are you here? He considered the question longer than necessary. Because you are. The simplicity of the answer unsettled her more than any command. You said you would not pursue, she reminded him quietly. I am not pursuing. What is this then? He did not answer immediately. When he did, his voice was almost thoughtful. Observation without interference. She let out a soft breath that was almost a laugh. You are learning. I am attempting. She closed the file in front of her. Do you regret hiring me? No. Do you regret trusting me? No. Then what do you regret? The silence that followed was not empty. I regret not asking sooner, he said. Her voice softened. Asking what? What you wanted. Emotion flickered across her expression before she contained it. Would it have changed anything? Yes. How? I would have known what I was losing. Her composure fractured slightly. She stood. You are not losing anything. That is incorrect. He stepped closer, not enough to intimidate, just enough to be heard without distance. I am losing certainty. Her heartbeat quickened despite herself. You built certainty through control, she said. And you are removing it. No, she replied quietly. I am refusing to replace it. He studied her face, as if memorizing a language he had never spoken. Stay, he said. Not a command. Not an order. A request stripped of power. She did not answer. The stranger returned 2 nights later. He waited outside her building, leaning against the car with quiet patience. When she approached, he straightened. You look tired. I am. Because of him? Because of decisions. He nodded slowly. Have you made one? Not yet. You don't have to stay in his world. I know. You don't have to protect him. I know. You don't have to choose him. Her voice softened. I know. He watched her carefully. Then why does this feel like goodbye? She did not answer. Min-Jae received another report. Movement around Maya's residence had increased. Unknown parties were attempting surveillance. No direct approach yet. He read the information once. Then he made a decision he had never made before. He went to her without strategy. She opened the door and saw something unfamiliar in his expression. Not control. Not calculation. Urgency. They are watching you again, he said. I expected that. You will relocate temporarily. No. This is not a request. Her gaze sharpened. That is precisely why the answer remains no. He stepped inside, closing the door quietly behind him. You are not safe. No one is completely safe. I can reduce risk. I know. He paused, then spoke with rare directness. I do not want harm to reach you because of me. Her voice softened slightly. Then do not let your world follow me. I cannot control every consequence. Neither can I. They stood facing each other, distance filled with everything neither of them could name. Finally, he spoke again. Why him? The question was not jealous. It was searching. She took a slow breath. Because he offers a life without fear. And I offer only fear. You offer protection from fear you create. The honesty did not wound him. It clarified something. And yet, he said quietly, you have not chosen that life. She looked at him for a long time. I have not chosen anything. He stepped back toward the door. When you do, inform me. Why? So I may adjust accordingly. That sounds like control. It is adaptation. He paused with his hand on the door. Maya. Yes. If you remain, I will not bind you. If I leave, I will not pursue. And what will you do? He met her gaze fully. I will learn the consequence of choice. He left before she could respond. The attack that followed was not chaotic. It was precise. A vehicle intercepted her car at an intersection. Armed men approached with controlled urgency. No warning shots. No threats. Only intent. The stranger reacted first, pulling her down, shielding her. But he was not the one who ended it. Min-Jae's arrival was silent and final. His presence alone shifted the balance of power. The attackers retreated under pressure that required no explanation. When silence returned, Maya stood facing him in the middle of the street, breath uneven. You said you would not pursue. I did not pursue. You intervened. Yes. Why? His answer came without hesitation. Because harm reached for you. Her voice trembled slightly, not from fear. This cannot continue. No, he agreed. The word surprised her. It cannot. They stood surrounded by aftermath and unresolved truth. "What happens now?" she asked. He regarded her steadily. "Now you choose. And if I choose to leave? I will ensure you are beyond reach. And if I choose to stay?" He took one slow step closer. "Then you will stand beside me by your will alone." Her heartbeat echoed in her ears. "And you?" she asked softly. "What do you choose?" He did not look away. "I choose you, only if you choose me. No power. No authority. No control. Just a man who had learned what he could not command." She closed her eyes briefly. When she opened them, emotion no longer hidden, only understood. "I will not be owned. I know. I will not be controlled. I know. I will not be protected without consent. I know." Silence. Then, quietly, "I will not walk away without truth." He waited. She took a breath that changed everything. "I choose to stay, not because I need safety, but because I want you." For the first time, Kang Min-Jae did not respond with restraint. He stepped forward, not to claim, not to possess, but to stand beside her at equal distance from everything dangerous and uncertain. Choice had replaced control. And that was far more powerful. If that moment hit you, if you felt the tension, the choice, the shift from power to something deeper, support the story by liking the video and subscribing for the full cinematic ending. Tell me in the comments, was Maya right to stay, or should she have left his world forever?